is the president and CEO of Metallo Royalty and Streaming. Brett Heath joins me on the sidelines of the Vancouver show here. MTA is the ticker, by the way. Brett, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, we have E.B. Tucker, who I know is your partner in this venture, on quite a few times on Kitco News, and I'm interested to get your thoughts now on the state of mining right now.
Well, it's tough. It's tough for a lot of the junior companies in this space are still struggling. What we've seen is that a lot of the capital that flows into these companies, the 50, 100 million market cap less, have gone to other places. So we've seen it in the blockchain type companies, we've seen it go into the marijuana companies.
And I have been hearing this often, that there seems to be this investor disinterest in the gold space.
Right.
So is it a matter of just getting a rally in prices going to get people interested in the space again?
That will be part of it. With the higher price, obviously increases the economics of a lot of these projects. And I think that what you see now, compared to maybe 4 or 5 years ago, is that the projects out there that were kind of borderline economic are still here. They haven't really done that much. The really valuable projects, most of those have found a way to get pushed forward. And with a slightly higher metal price, it's going to bring a lot more, I think, excitement into this part of the sector.
So what's next for Metallo? I know you guys refer to yourselves as the gold landlords because you're one of the few that pay a dividend.
Yeah. So we're a new royalty and streaming company. We're a little less than 2 years old now. So a lot of viewers probably, are well aware of the bigger companies in this space. Yep. Very, very well-known companies. This is a great model that has been used, by our predecessors to really create a ton of value. Now, the gold landlords was, coined kind of by our one of our directors, E.B. Tucker. But basically, the core part of that is giving investors that real link to gold and silver and rising prices, right? And we've got the benefit to learn from our predecessors, right? And we've seen some of the larger royalty and streaming companies not pay a dividend, and really take a lot of that capital and put it to work when things are expensive. And we want to be a little bit different. And through the dividend policy, through doing deals that actually add real value. Now, a lot of these companies here, exploration, it's not a real business in a sense where you're collecting income, right? The royalty business is a real business. So even though metals have been flat, we've been able to show not only a much greater return since we started, but we're building a real business here. And it's going to even excel more when metal prices go up.
You're in both gold and silver. Do you have a preference?
We don't have a preference. Right now, we're actually one of the most purest forms to place silver on the TSX venture. We're pretty much, our cash flow right now is 100% levered to silver. When you look at the bigger silver producers.
Right. That sounds like a preference to me, Brett.
It does, but we're most concerned with great operators, right? And great assets. And those are the first two things we look at. And then whatever the metal is, we kind of take it. Now, that just has happened to be silver so far. We do have some gold development assets. We just recently made announced two transactions in the last week. Both of those are gold in the, for the future. So we do have some gold exposure here.
Finally, when you're selecting partners to work with, what's some top criteria you look for?
So what we look for is really just solid counterparties, right? And as a small company, that's really hard to do, because when you look at the typical investment or the investment size that we're looking to make, it's not really appealing to a major multi-billion-dollar mining company, right? So we've carved out a strategy that focuses on the third-party holders of these royalties. And that has allowed us to get into assets with counterparties like Pan American Silver and Goldcorp and Tahoe. Last week we picked up Agnico Eagle and Osisko Mining. I mean, these are some of the top operators in the world, and our shareholders now get exposure to these types of assets, these types of operators, but in a much higher growth company.
All right, Brett, thanks for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching. We'll have more for you on Kitco.com. Thanks, Brett.